Previously on Monster. Our heroes discovered the many ways that Ugrinch has been making sure that they do not lose this vote. If the vote goes through, they will secede and join Soldeus in the war front, building tensions amongst the city.
Hey everybody, welcome to Monster, a live play D&D podcast where comedians play your favorite characters. We play some D&D. I'm Tyson Cox. I'm playing Vance Ironside.
It really felt like that was a comma, and you were going to keep going?
Nope.
All right. My name is Tyler Waltz, and I will be the DM, and joining us for the first time, directly in front of me, is...
Yay! Brian Petrie. Hello.
And Brian, welcome to the show. Who are you playing?
My name is Dolomir Cedrin. I am a wood elf rogue / monk. Monk-ish.
It's going to get wrapped up into the story since you were a bit of I don't want to say last minute. We've always wanted to have you on the show. But circumstances, you're getting put in earlier than we anticipated.
Yeah. Say affirmative action doesn't work.
We left off with Vance and Froland agreeing to handle the guards that seem to be wrangling up a lot of the residents who are voting to stay neutral in this war. Vance, we come back to you as you are walking down this alleyway with Froland, about to execute your plan of him being a general, bringing you in as like essentially a prisoner to kind of work your way through, and a guard quickly approaches, and he goes, What are you doing here?
Well, as you can tell, and I turn to Froland.
And Froland's just gone.
The fuck? Just coming to check things out.
Oh, so you're the general?
Yes. And I quickly, take the handcuffs off my body.
Roll me a deception check.
Hey, 16.
And he got a 14, so you're good to go.
Yeah.
And he goes, seems like you forgot about your late night with the missus.
Yeah, you know how we get down at the general's headquarters.
Yeah.
Freaky style.
Also, I don't think I've ever seen... you don't look like one of the generals that I know. Who are you?
That's exactly right. I don't look like a general that you already know, because then you would be expecting this inspection.
Mm-hmm. Well, by golly, that's a good-ass argument. What a convenient way to wrap up and get this story going.
Yep.
And he starts to lead you, and you're basically just seeing more of what Zhang was describing, where they're clearly separating these people by people that can vote, people that can't vote because they're traveling or for whatever reason.
The whole time I'm just barking orders, button that buckle and clean that shield.
Just hamming it up.
Yep.
Hamming it up. He's like, it's also interesting that you're not wearing any Soldeus armor or gear. You just look...
It's dangerous out there for such a high-ranking general as myself.
Been on the north side of town, I see.
Yes, that is true. Vance is like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Where did Froland go?
Your dialogue sounds like it was written by AI. It was like, pretend to be a general. Buckle that shit. It's like,
buckle that shoe. Clean that shield.
And essentially you can see that their excuse to you was that they were separating people that were passing through with people that lived in this town so that they could get them going to the correct places. But as part of the questioning that you're kind of hearing, when you're walking by and you're hearing the interrogations, you're noticing very leading questions, like how do you feel that Soldeus has been in town? And then depending on how people are answering, the people that live here are also getting separated into a couple of groups.
Okay. Are they reading from a paper or are they okay?
Yeah, they are reading from a clipboard with set questions.
I'm gonna walk up and confidently take the clipboard out of one of their hands. I'm like, what is this? You didn't get the new orders?
He turns and he goes, what do you mean new orders?
I throw the clipboard on the ground. I'm like, God damn it! What do you mean? What do you mean?
So just to save the listeners' time, we're not going to do the 30-minute, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do
Yeah.
you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
And then he goes, sir, you're going to have to explain it to me. I can't just pretend to know orders I don't know.
God, get out of my face. And I just point, and I'm just very,
Yeah.
get.
You look over, and you're pointing at a wall. Damn it.
You heard me. You're in timeout.
The other guy that was leading you through was like, this general is on one right now. And he goes, Bill, come here. And then he ushers him off.
Just handcuffs. I'm just like, remember, flared bases are important. This is the horny general. This is crazy. Yeah, so and I just start just asking questions that are like, how do you feel about the 2 for $20 at Denny's? Just
Never heard somebody have sleep apnea awake.
it's a dwarven tradition. Yeah, all right, God, you. And I just start pointing at like the people coming, like who's like, is there like a really like opie, like oh boy, like a real nervous looking guard anywhere?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like you, come here.
Mm-hmm.
And
he just gets pale. He just doesn't say anything.
Yeah, I need you to do me new orders for you. All these people, and I point to like the section of like people that are like quarantine, like you know what I mean, like they're like bring them to me.
Okay, I mean they're like 6 feet away, but that's fine. It's like
Did I say give me a stupid response? I said bring them to me.
All right, he opens the door and they all walk a little bit closer.
Come here, follow me. Come on.
Okay, and then yeah, you lead them. Do you even know how to get
No.
out? Okay,
No. I pick a direction and confidently go.
You know what? Give me an over under. High or low?
Give me a low.
Ooh, you lucky dog.
Hey!
You're able to make it back out, and you're getting a lot of very strange looks from the other higher-ups.
It's a sex thing. Don't worry about it.
The entire crowd just splits. Just one guy goes, no, and then everybody just scatters, and all the guards scatter with them to try and wrangle them up.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Yeah, wait. What? It's like,
the handcuffs really flavored this character's character.
yeah. It's like a new persona unlocked. It's just like, we hard cut over to Zhang, which was the wood elf that you had discussed how to help with the with making sure that this election was fair. And he approaches very slowly another wood elf, and he puts his hand on the shoulder, and he goes, Baron?
Yeah. What's up?
He goes, it's good to see you. It's been many years.
It has.
I can't say you look quite the same, but we got to get this job done.
You know, that's what I do. I work.
Okay.
I work. My life is my work.
Yeah. And he starts to fill you in very quickly about what has happened the last couple days, explaining that the reason that he was sent here was to ensure that this election is fair, because it seems that Soldeus has been working behind the scenes to make sure that they can get this strategic point.
I believe you.
And this is the first you are hearing any of this, because you are not the right guy. You are not. No, this was it. This would be racist if Zhang was also not a wood. And he completely like spills the beans, and he goes, really quickly, you were supposed to have some information for me.
Yeah, they told me to tell you they're not coming.
Who? You were my contact.
That's all they told me to tell you, is that they won't be able to make it.
Give him a wink.
He doesn't just wink at you.
That was an uncomfortable wink.
He looks at you so confidently that you think you know what he's talking about.
Yeah, give me a deception roll.
So 4?
You just closed both eyes at him.
Or like both eyes, but one at a time.
Yeah.
Like some kind of
A
weird
lizard.
frog.
That fish from The Simpsons.
Well, the crazy thing is he got a 3 on the die,
Yeah.
but he has a +2.
Oh, nice.
So he goes, I think I've made a grave mistake talking to you.
No, there's
you're
never a
not.
mistake talking to me, man.
I don't believe you're Baron.
No, I can't have kids.
I don't.
How the hell did you get here, Vance? No. But he goes, I seem to have made a rather large mistake. And he goes, how would you like to make about 30 gold?
30, huh? How much were you going to pay Baron?
I wasn't going to pay Baron. This is hush money. He's just very honest.
And 30 gold is how quiet you want me to be?
I'll bump it up to 50 if you help me with what Baron was going to do.
That sounds more like it. Yeah, I could not talk for 50 gold.
And help me?
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the Alliance. And you shake hands and welcome Brian Petrie. What an introduction.
And then he winks at you.
And at about that time, he ushers you over, and you are standing at what looks like, you know, like when you've recently buried something and like the dirt is still pretty fresh.
How often are you burying stuff?
That doesn't matter.
All
That's
right.
not what we're here for.
You know what? That's a dumb question to ask somebody.
You know, in a video game when the ground doesn't look the same.
I've been playing a lot of Project
Clearly a
Zomboid
body
lately.
under there. I bet there's a body down there.
But clearly it's just like some disturbed dirt. And when he uncovers it... All right.
Okay. This is disturbed dirt.
Yeah, disturbed dirt.
He doesn't get any more coffee.
We have fun here at Monster.
So, and when he clears that, it is a tunnel that leads into the west side of the castle.
Okay.
And he goes, in a couple of hours, as they are counting the votes, we are going to go through here, and we are going to ensure that everything goes as smoothly as possible. But until then, there are a couple other things that we need to handle. There is another person that I have brought in to help smooth things out, and we're going to go get him. His name is Vance. You will meet him very shortly. And at about that time, you guys split off and meet up with Vance, who has just freed all of the people who were gathered up by the guards by threatening them with a sex act. Yeah, you gathered a big group of people that didn't know what was going on and said it's a sex thing.
You know what? I don't blame them.
Yeah, right. I wouldn't stick around.
Did it work though?
It did. It worked very well.
You just see.
So if you ever need a room to yourself, just say this is a sex
It's
thing.
a sex thing.
And then if people stick around, then you've got a different problem to deal with.
You've made a new friend.
Yeah.
You just see this dwarf in like cleric garb, but like armor, you know, like the ringmail and stuff like that. But he's just doing like a fast, like, oh, what the fuck, just a quick, like,
And then I see someone just run by me, just a random person from the tavern screaming, there's a horny little man trying to touch everyone. He's wearing armor. Get away.
He's got handcuffs.
Go away.
Not my pee-pee. And
It's mayhem. People are screaming.
It's a lot. Zhang just sees all these people just scattering and then sees Vance. And he goes, what did you do?
Everything according to plan.
And he goes, yeah, I'm sure these people that are now scared for their life are going to be like, better go vote real quick.
Shut up.
He goes, either way, they're free.
What's the least horny activity you can do? Vote.
You eat Kellogg's cereal, I believe.
Eat Kellogg's cereal while standing in line to voice your opinion about government.
They saw a horny dwarf and they were like, you know what? We're going to go vote.
And that's it. My policies have changed.
It's a regular ballot and then a lot of write-ins of ban horny dwarves.
Yeah.
Just written in on
Every ballot.
Yeah, and they try and draw a picture at you.
Yeah. It just a picture of me and just says, ew.
Y'all see the dwarf say, yeah.
But so Zhang looks and goes, Vance, this is well, actually, I don't believe I got your name.
Me?
Yeah.
You didn't get my name?
I didn't. I called you Baron, thinking that you were somebody else. And then come to find out you weren't, but I don't believe I ever asked your name. I just bribed you.
Oh, you're right. You didn't. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So I feel like introductions would be a good thing if we're going to be working together.
Vance, yeah, Vance is also, he's so small, so he's just like a child. I'm just like, all right. Vance.
Dolan.
So you do give your real name now?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha.
Dolan. Nice to meet you.
Vance.
Yep.
Family name.
Yeah. My family gave me that name, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, his first name is, it's like Vince with an A.
It's powerful.
Thank you.
Where are we going with this?
Just getting to know each other. I have a feeling that I have a new friend that I'm going to be seeing for quite a while.
Yeah, consistently.
Consistently. 2 times a week at least, perhaps. And then I'll tell people about it like every other Wednesday.
Okay, so it seems that you were able to free the citizens that were getting locked up. We have secured a path into the castle for the back end of things. We have time for basically one more way to try and get more people to not be as afraid. What do you two gentlemen feel like doing? We can either head to the north side of town, which I believe, Vance, you particularly know because you met Estel.
Yeah, I met Esther. I've curried some favor up that way.
Or we could head back to the entrance of town on the east side where it seems to be the biggest support for Soldeus and try and do some work around there.
So I learned if you just walk up to soldiers and yell that you're in charge, they are dumb as hell. They will just let you leave with a group of people.
That's wild that you said they're dumb as hell. That's awesome. Speaking of, didn't you show me a hole earlier that he could easily fit into?
I mean, we could easily fit as well, but yes, he would easily I don't even know if that's the right word, fit, yes.
Yeah, let's put him in that hole. Let's see what's on the other side.
We'll put him in that hole in a few hours. Let's calm down. We gotta get to know each other a little bit.
According to what he was saying earlier, he has no problem with getting in a hole.
Hang on, that was a panic decision. I don't actually fancy that kind of thing. I panicked. I didn't know what to do.
Look,
Hey, have you seen Froland?
We've all panicked and accidentally
Started an orgy.
Threatened an orgy. It's a different attitude when it's like we're all here.
It was real Panic at the Discotheque.
Yeah. But he goes, where would you like to wrap up things before we make sure that everything is counted correctly?
I mean, I think like the North actually needs help versus just getting taken out of the plan. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
I think there's actually some good to be done up north.
Yeah, that's you said 50 gold?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's getting what?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
This is an A to B conversation. Fuck off.
You know what? Good point.
It's way above your head.
Yes. Oh.
It's because I'm small. Nice.
He gets it.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one before.
This has a very different energy than dwarves.
Well, you good to walk?
Yeah.
All right.
I do got a horse and carriage at the stables, but we don't need that till later.
He goes, all right.
Just reminding the DM that exists, and I want it still.
Yep. All right. Just because you want it doesn't mean I will grant it. He goes, all right, you two head north. I'm going to see what little bit I can do on the east side. So you two head north. Zhang splits, and he says, we shall meet up in about 3 hours in front of the castle. Right. As you head north, you just head back to the church that you saw on the previous. Mm-hmm. And it seems like Estel is no longer taking care of the wounded. They are all handled.
Nice.
And you don't see him at all. Like he's just...
That probably would prevent me from seeing him helping the wounded.
It's one of those things where you went there and it's like, okay, he's not helping the wounded. He must be inside.
I got you.
But when you go there, he just seems to be missing.
Vance walks around and starts looking around and is just asking like anyone else that like other parishioners or any of the wounded, like, hey, have you seen that Dragonborn?
You walk up to a nun, and she goes, you must be talking about Estel.
Yeah.
And then she just kind of looks down and she goes, he told us not to worry, but a few guards showed up earlier and escorted him off. So we're not quite sure where he is, but he said no need to fear.
Oh, okay. Well, he's good then. We got nothing up here to do.
Yeah, that's not what that sounds.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And she goes, however, they were not Ugringe guards. They were Soldeus, which the vote hasn't happened yet, so they don't really have jurisdiction around here. So it is a bit concerning.
Which way'd they go?
She looks and she goes, well, after he left the church, I'm not particularly sure. I do know that there is an outpost a bit west of here towards the castle.
All right.
Hey, Vince, with an A.
Yeah. Yes. That is how names work. Yes.
Yeah.
You said a dude was Dragonborn?
Yeah.
You said Soldaris soldiers came and got him.
Yeah.
You think he's from there?
Do I? I honestly have not given it any thought.
I mean, it didn't sound like he was taken against his will.
Yeah.
It sounded like they came and collected him.
Yeah, I don't think he's pro that, so I don't.
Dragonborns
so.
are prominently from Soldeus. That's where Brian's getting that from.
Oh.
They're one of the primary 3 species of Soldeus.
I got you. I just kind of was saying it just because he's like on the north side and helping
for sure.
wounded and the guards. Yeah, would I get the vibe that he's like pro or anti-Soldeus?
When you talked to him, he was basically completely neutral.
Yeah.
As long as he was helping the wounded from the bandit attacks recently, that's why he is here.
Okay.
Yeah, he is in Ugringe to help with the amount of bandit attacks and healing.
I got you. Yeah, he might actually be from there. But yeah, he sounds like he said he's not in trouble, but I'd still like to check it out.
Did he leave anything behind?
Like a note, perhaps?
He's like, help. Oh.
Just says hat.
Yeah.
He had Hep C. He went to see a specialist. He's hepatitis C, I would imagine.
She goes, I mean, his quarters, he didn't take anything with him, so everything would still be where he sleeps and where he's staying.
This is one of his best friends in the world. You mind if we dig around and see if he left anything that might clue us into why he might have gotten possibly arrested?
Roll me a deception check
21.
to insight. So
Yeah, we're best friends.
yeah, she's like, oh shit, Vance.
Oh, that Vance.
That's a 5. So
Oh, Vance. It's like Vince with an A.
She goes, I believe I saw you healing people out front yesterday, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
That is 100% true.
It is 100% true because it was in the episode. People could listen.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
That's why I'm saying it's 100% true.
You're saying it like you're lying, though, which is very odd.
What? Oh.
You're like, yes, 100%. It's like,
And I wink.
I saw you. What are you doing? Roll persuasion with disadvantage?
I think there's a carbon monoxide leak in Vance's room. It's real weird today.
It's in his helmet somehow.
Yeah. But she gestures and she goes, you're more than welcome to see, because I also don't trust the Soldean soldiers. It's very odd circumstances lately.
All right, let's go touch his underwear.
Yeah,
Well,
we're
they're
not gonna do
friends.
that.
It's like-
And we just get there and he's like, man, Dragonborns leave a stain.
Just very blatant. Just say it.
Just
Door's still open.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Just digging through his underwear.
Woo!
Whoa, look at these.
So you make it into his room, and you don't see anything out of the ordinary. You can tell that this isn't where he lives. You know, he was clearly just visiting here. But you do see a stack of books on a desk. You see a normal bed, nothing weird about that. It's a very simple room with a chest and some books on a desk.
Cool. Yeah, I just kind of do a brief look around. And anything?
What kind of chest? Like fold up top or like roll top, like desk?
Like what you'd keep in front of the bed, like a hope chest looking.
Can I open that and see what's in there?
It is locked.
Can I pick it?
Do you have a lockpick set?
I do.
Give me that sleight of hand then. While you're doing that.
18 on the investigation.
Oh, okay, yeah. So amongst the books, you see a journal that he's just kind of been jotting in. It actually says, as of yesterday, he's like, I met this cool guy named Vance.
I think we're going to be good friends.
I think we're going to be pretty good friends if nothing terrible happens to me in the next 24 hours.
He healed 5 people, then left immediately like a real mysterious cool guy. I hope he doesn't come back and touch my underwear.
He's
a bit short for my taste. At first, I was like, ugh, dwarves, but he turned out to be kind of cool.
I've been leaving stains.
You see any knives or weapons or just like letter openers or anything around there while you're investigating?
Do you need a knife?
Just seeing if you got anything.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, there would probably be a letter opener, but that's about it. No weapons.
Grab that letter opener.
I put my big mace down for a second, my big warhammer down, and I pick up the tiny letter opener. This one?
Yeah. Let me
Yeah, you're not friends with him.
Yeah.
But in those books, you see a lot of not even necessarily like religious textbooks, but a lot of local politics and like history of the area. Like he was trying to figure out what exactly was going on. Because as you were reading through his journal, he also seemed that something, even though he is from Soldeus, doesn't seem right because nothing about this is like okay according to like tradition and rules and their code of conduct.
All right, cool. He's a bit of a nerd.
Nailed it.
That's what I got out of it.
We cut back over to what you see in the chest. What was your sleight of hand check?
19.
All right, you get it open. And you notice that the chest is filled with a complete set of Soldeus armor with an emblem on it that is essentially, I guess neither one of you would naturally know, so either one of you can give me a history check.
Ooh, 19 on the die.
Okay.
I'm rocking it.
Okay.
Oh, this is my only 19s die.
Yeah.
Sorry.
yeah. It's less suspicious because it's not natural 20s.
I got a unnatural 21.
Okay. Can you get a natural 21?
No.
Have you been rolling percentile dice this whole time?
Yeah, man, the whole time.
You notice that the symbol on the armor is actually from essentially Soldeus's version of like Crusaders, where they are very much like holy soldiers. There's like the town guard, there's the general like militia and stuff, but then when it comes to like the religious section, there are specific religious warriors that have never been outside of the city walls because they mostly curtail interstate like problems.
And that's the symbol that's on the armor?
That is the symbol that's on the armor.
I think your boy was lying to you. I don't think he was a monk or a cleric. I think he was a...
multiple things can be true.
Sure. Yeah, that is true. Both of those things were true. He both healed and hurt people, it looks like.
They're called pharmacists.
Yeah. That's not paint on his armor.
Never heard of a paladin?
Yeah. It's just healed and hurt people, and Vance just gets a far-off look in his eyes.
Yeah.
Just helicopters. CCR starts playing.
I'm gonna say we're gonna take this to his family. We're gonna deliver his armor to his family. It's probably best that they know that he's been taken.
He might need it.
He might need it.
Well, we're not particularly aware of any family that he has in the city. Do you mean back to Soldeus?
Yeah. You wouldn't happen to have anybody you know that's going that way? That way we could get there as quickly as possible.
I mean, there's convoys going in and out of the city all the time. I'm sure you could hit up one of those. Normally, even the soldier routes will take pedestrians if they have the coin.
I do have a horse and cart as well.
Maybe. She says that.
Maybe
who knows?
Maybe that small child that got yelled at earlier was not to be trusted.
Yeah.
You know, the innocent small child that didn't do anything.
Yeah. Let's go see what you got in that horse and cart there.
She stops. she stops you and she goes, if you're taking this, then you're assuming he's not coming back?
No, not at all. He may need it in order to help him get back.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's rough out there.
I will hold down the fort.
Could you actually hold down the church?
Okay. Dickhead. She just sinned. Like,
Wow. What?
yeah. She goes, okay. Ha ha. I get what you're saying. Yes, I can. That's what I was doing before Father Estel got here, because our priest hasn't returned from his journey up north to Curhill.
So wait, the priest went up north as well?
Our local priest here in Ugrange had to travel north to Curhill, and since he hadn't been back, we requested assistance from Soldeus, because that was the local area that they were closest to us, essentially, which is kind of what kicked off this whole thing about a week ago.
We'll check on that as well. And I give my new friend Dolan a look of like, uh-oh.
Yeah, well, you said the convoys and the soldiers take people up north all the time.
Well, yes, with this being so close to Soldeus and Curhill, we are a very strategic point, would probably be a good way to put it, because people traveling from Soldeus will go up north because it's the closest port to any of these border states. But also, Ugrange has a route. We're like the Indiana. You can go through us to get to a different place, you know?
That makes perfect sense.
Yes.
So where is this fantasy land of Indiana?
I'll show it to you.
Oh, okay.
But yes, so north we have Curhill, and then we have other cities to the east and south, so we are a very good point to quickly get to where you need to go.
Well, I appreciate it. We're just going to take this whole chest if it's easier to carry all this.
Sure, yeah. And then she looks at Van. She goes, "Since you were friends, I'm assuming this will be okay."
Yeah, we got it.
He's a priest. When he gets back, I'm sure he'll understand.
Yeah. We're just trying to make sure he gets back.
Hey, Vince with an A, grab those books.
All right. I guess I take the books and throw them right in the trunk as well. Letter opener.
She goes, "Oh, all of his belongings. This is getting weirder." It's like,
No.
everything? Do you want the bed sheets too?
Actually, yeah, and I take the bed sheets. And, don't worry, because it is a sex thing. You got some stanky drawers?
We recently heard of a warrant on the south side for a guard that went rogue and threatened an entire group of people.
It was a general, but that's fine.
With a sex thing.
Yeah.
So you gather up the armor, and you gather up his books, and then do you head out?
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
As you head out, it's probably been about 30 minutes to an hour. So in probably another hour or two is when you're going to meet Zhang.
Okay.
Do you want to investigate that fort to the west, or kind of just wait to get into the castle? Because she doesn't know where he was taken. That was kind of just her guess.
Would we have time to investigate the fort to the west before meeting Zhang?
Depending on how things go.
How far away is your horse and buggy?
I don't know.
It is on the opposite side of town. Yeah.
I mean, if we hustle, we can do the fort.
Who runs the fort?
Who runs the fort? There's not really anybody that runs it. It's been very odd lately, because a lot of the Ugrange outposts for defense have kind of just been co-opted by Soldeus. So it's mostly just a lot of Soldean grunts that are just kind of hanging around, making sure that the town is safe, I guess, because of the bandit attacks. I still don't particularly understand on our end why our own guards are doing less and less.
I say, hey, General, let's make our way over to that fort. Let's see if I can...
You're the sex criminal from the south?
Yeah, we gotta go.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to see if I can fit in this armor.
If you can fit in the armor?
don't do it in front of her, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you head out and you try and put on the armor, it is much too big for you. Essel is a dragonborn, is much bulkier. So you got the height right, but it's much, out.
Just tell everyone you got a tapeworm.
But
so you're going to try and...
doesn't fit.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
It was my dad's armor.
It's like wearing a shirt that's too big, so people don't know you're as fat, but they still know.
All right. So I'm going to put it back in the case, and we'll just kind of walk with it and see. I got an idea, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you meeting up with Zhang, or are you heading to that outpost?
I say we go meet up with Zhang and then let him know what we want to do.
Yeah, that works.
Okay, cool. You get back, you wait about an hour, and Zhang returns, and he goes, gentlemen, did you figure anything out? How was it up north?
Interesting. The priest Estel, he got, I wouldn't say taken perhaps, but he's with the Soldarans, I believe.
Yeah, and also, your boy ain't no priest. And I just kick open the chest and show him that there's armor in there with the symbol on it, like all folded up.
Very dramatic. I mean, he could still also be a priest. They are religious soldiers.
Yeah.
two things can be true again.
Yeah, he's not baptizing babies. You know, he's baptizing things.
Vance just says to himself, God, that was such a cool move.
I'm gonna have to step my shit up. And Zhang, I almost said Estel. Zhang goes, it's interesting that you found this. Estel has actually been working relatively close to us. You're seeing an unfortunate remnant of his past that he's trying to get through. But I can assure you that his heart is in the right place now. However, it is concerning that the Soldaeans gathered him up, because that means they either need him for something or they have discovered something about him.
Yeah, I take it that if they needed him, he would probably have wanted to bring his armor.
That is a very solid point.
Yeah.
It may be best for us if we head into the castle to see how the count is going.
Yeah, but there's some stirring at the fort. How desperate are you to get in this castle?
If you guys want to handle the fort, I can head into the castle. The way that I see it, once they finalize the vote, there's nothing we can do about it. But until then, we can make sure that at least it's going as it should, as it's planned.
I got a feeling this vote's gonna happen regardless of what we do.
Yeah, the vote is happening.
I mean, worst case scenario, we get ourselves arrested. And this armor doesn't fit, so I ain't fighting my way out. I got an idea, though.
Yeah?
I think we can get in that fort without your sexual escapades holding us down.
Again, I got too deep into character. I panicked.
Yeah.
I say we take this chest over there.
And also, I think at least two people in that crowd were like, dude, this could be fun.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it wasn't a complete wash.
Yeah, that one guy was stuck in his cell.
Didn't like him. didn't like his vibe.
The one guy that stuck around, his shirt was lifted. He was scratching his gut. He's like, "Thank you."
Yeah,
we can do that.
We'll hang out and see what's going on. Other dude was just eating cheese.
Yeah.
He didn't know what was going on.
And you could hear him eating it.
Yeah.
It's real mushy. Not good. Because it's old. They didn't have it in the fridge.
No.
It's never the one. It's never the ones.
It was bar cheese. It was old tavern cheese. Yeah.
I regret so many decisions today.
This episode brought to you by Old Tavern Cheese.
Old Tavern Cheese. Got a shit today and tomorrow?
No, you don't.
Too bad. You're gonna have to, but you can't.
So you would like me to head into the castle, and you two are taking the fort, or
You really
we looking
think-
at the fort later?
You really think you can stop this vote?
No, I'm not trying to stop it. I'm just assuring that when things are counted, that they are making it to their correct destination. I'm more keeping the path on the way that it should. I think we've done a lot of good when it comes to releasing people that they were separating specifically for this vote, but there's always things on the back end depending on who's watching.
Yeah, no, I think we're going to go to the fort. I think you got this.
Okay.
I believe in you.
Cool.
Yeah. We start heading towards the fort.
All right. He goes, all right. You guys.
We're probably at 40 minutes right now.
Cool. Right on. And we normally cut around 45, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He goes, okay. Yes, I will handle what is inside the fort. And you two gentlemen,
I'm a gentleman.
Yeah, back that up. He goes, yes, I will handle what's inside the castle. I will make sure that whatever happens, I'll subvert it as best I can, depending on what I see. And I guess we'll just meet up later, and you can fill me in on Essel and that fort.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Cool.
But I ain't going to forget about our deal. Still ain't paid me.
Oh, you're correct. And then he hands you the bag of 50 gold.
Nice.
He goes, I normally wait until the end, but given the circumstances, I'm not quite sure when things will calm down enough for us to meet up again. So he heads in.
When he hands me the gold, I want him to hand it directly over Vance's head.
Yeah. One coin at a time. One.
I told you this was over your head.
Two.
I was just doing this to be a good person. I could have benefited financially. This is crazy.
And then you head to the north of the town to that fort. I said that really clunky and in pieces. I don't know why.
I am stuck.
Yeah.
Help me.
Help, please.
So, yeah. Cut the cameras. This is bad.
No, seriously? I'm having a stroke.
That was where the brain was working faster than the mouth, you know? But Zhang goes, and gentlemen, truly, thank you for the help. I hope to see you again soon. And he nods and heads into the castle. As you guys are heading towards the fort to the north, you start to notice that... actually, give me perception checks, both of you.
Well,
5.
That was the highest amongst you two?
6.
Oh, okay. You head south. Like, oh, we messed this up.
Shit.
Soggy eat never waffles.
Yeah. So, yeah, you guys don't really notice anything, but there does seem to be quite the ruckus. You can't quite determine what it is, but it is very loud. And the closer you get, the more that you notice that you see a few tents that have now Soldaean emblems already on them, and both of you give me insight checks.
19.
Okay.
Hey.
And
19 on the die.
oh, okay. That's a lot of 19s today.
It's
Yes.
19s and 3s for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing in the middle. You notice that it almost seems like they're preemptively celebrating. Like the Soldaean soldiers are already like drinking and carrying on and having a good old time. A lot of the tents have been replaced with like these makeshift structures that have Soldaean symbols on them. But they're literally starting the vote count soon. They haven't even started counting votes yet. But right now, they haven't noticed you, and you just see them around the campfire and the makeshift structures and the goings-on of the normal fort.
Well,
Can we make out the soldiers? Can we see what they look like or who they are? Because I mean, because they're not all dragonborn, right?
Correct. No. It's a mix of a bunch. And you don't see Essel anywhere. The all the soldiers, they're not even like battle ready. It's like, hey, it's the end of the day. You know, we're not on shift. They're just in their makeshift armor and they're like fatigues, whatever. That would be their under armor. And just like they've already done their job, like it's done.
I got an idea.
all right.
All right. I say we take the armor out of the chest. We ditch the chest.
Okay.
And we take off running up there screaming, they took him.
But then they left his armor?
They took him. They can argue about it or they can go figure out who took who, but we got armor and no body.
Oh, we just take a symbol. We don't need the whole armor.
Ditch it? Just a piece?
Yeah, we just like like
Just the breastplate?
no. We need because like if they took him, like part of his armor could have come off in a struggle, but like it's weird to have a whole chest, you know?
So glove?
Yeah, something with a symbol on it.
Okay. Yeah, you
shoulder
can
piece.
you can take
Yeah.
the symbol off the armor. It's not like
I
embedded.
take the symbol off the armor. Here, we just say they took him.
All right, let's do it.
All right, here. I give it to him.
Okay. So that's the plan.
The last time I spoke, I accidentally started a sex crime, so I'm gonna sit this one out.
So I take the piece and I'm like, yeah, you're right. That's probably a better idea. Where do we put this armor? Because we can't have them stumbling across it and finding it.
I look around, just a tree or a bush or something.
Not really, because you're in the middle of a town. But you could maybe like find an alleyway to try and
find an alley, stick it behind a dumpster.
Yeah.
Some homeless guy's like, "Oh boy, some armor." It's like, he just woo 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 woo, and he runs off with it.
What all
shit.
What all did the armor have with it? Was it just platelets, feet, chest? What all was there?
It was mostly chainmail with like a plate chest piece.
Okay.
Yep, and then a makeshift helmet that went down the nose, and then just around the back to flare out into the chest piece.
Okay. Yeah. Let's just
So
take
half
the
full, I think, is technically what it is in the like DMG.
Yeah.
Half plate. That's
Half
like
plate,
half plate. Yeah.
Half full? No, I haven't had breakfast
Yeah,
yet.
half full. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with that. Let's dish this armor back here, and then I say we run in. We tell them they took him.
Mm-hmm.
When they ask who, we tell them we don't know. We were just talking to him, and some dudes ran up and snatched him.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
And then we tell them I don't know where they're taking him to, but it seems serious,
Yeah.
and we see how they react. Because I mean, if we walk in not knowing anything to talk about, they're gonna ask us who we are, and
Yeah.
your whole sex story will have to come up.
Well, I mean, hang on. I've been working on this, so it's not a sex thing. I go, how about them bugbears?
Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
The local sports team.
The bugbears.
The Grange
bugbears.
bugbears.
One of the guards goes, "Oh my God, it's the guy that's been molesting bugbears out in the woods. He's that crime that's been existing for years."
I thought it was an urban legend, but he's real.
Yeah, no.
All right.
We won't do that. That'll be a one-off bit. We're not going to make you an international sex
Yeah, can we
criminal.
please not?
I say you run in screaming help. I run in behind you screaming they took him.
Cool. All right.
When you get in, as you're screaming help, look around and see if you see your buddy. You'll
Got it.
recognize him before I will.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
Okay. So Vance, you run in.
My dwarven little legs. Ugh.
It's like 4 feet. Like you guys were outside the door.
Yeah, we gotta pretend like we're running, you know.
yeah, yeah.
Oh
So-
my God, they took him.
So as soon as you run in and run through the entrance, the guards that are already drinking around the fire like stumble, and they're like reaching for their sword, but they kind of forgot that they don't really have anything on them, so they're just like they tense up and they go, what
Help! Help!
what is going on? And I'm assuming that's about the time that you turn the corner.
He
and
just
say
never
they've got-
comes.
Yeah. That would be like, oh God.
I'm selling the emblem to somebody in the street.
First Frolin.
No one become my friend. You will disappear if I quit looking at you.
I know.
I've been hideously
I'm talking to
cursed.
somebody like, no, I got the rest of it over there in a trunk.
This episode's gonna end with Vance looking at a snow globe in the hospital. And then I'm assuming you come running
running
in next
around
with
the
symbol.
corner,
Oh,
talking
thank
about.
God.
and
We found this. This is all he dropped, and he said help.
Took him.
He screamed help.
and at about that time, you hear in a very deep voice from one of the makeshift structures, "Who the hell are you talking about?" And at about that time, the door kicks open to a huge orc that is pulling behind him in handcuffs Essel, and pushes him in front and kicks him to the ground, and he is bloodied and bruised.
Ah.
And that is where we are ending this episode.
Man.
Well,
Thank you for watching Monster Monsters or listening on the podcast formats. My name has been, I always say has been, like it's changing
we
all
changed
the
it,
time. My name is Tyler Waltz. I've been your DM, and we'll just start with the newcomer.
yeah, I'm Brian Petrie. You can find me all the things at Brian Petrie Comedy. I should look at one of these cameras, give it a wink, and then give that one a wink. Ooh, 2 eyes, 2 winks.
Nice.
And I am Tyson Cox. You can find me at Tyson Cox Comedy. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this, please tell a friend. We're growing rapidly, and that's all thanks to you guys. We don't do any ads or anything like that, so it's all word of mouth currently. So I just want to thank you all for listening, and thanks for the support. You guys are beautiful. All of you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, and stay tuned for our upcoming shows.